Hey survivors, in today's video we are going to talk about two important topics that can help you understand how the narcissist operates and digging deeper into their mindset. So one of the topics is we're going to talk about how calculated they are. This has a lot to do with some of their behaviors, as you always hear stories about how the narcissist, the relationship ends and the next thing you know, you're in court or the police is knocking at your door. Those are usually situations that the narcissist plans and puts into motion and then executes. That's how they're calculated. Just the fact that they don't have any empathy and they can just really go through with the plan. A lot of people think about doing things. We all thought about doing things or even things to the narcissist, just the way that they hurt us, but we really couldn't go through with it because we're empathetic. We're just not built for those type of dirty behaviors. So, and then the next, thing I want to talk about that in some of the behaviors of the narcissist is that how they are very impulsive. So I'm going to put those two terms together in this video and we're going to get down to the bottom of it. So, and before I get started, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in again, and just everybody for supporting this channel. I really appreciate it, guys. So again, I'm going to talk about the calculations. This is what upsets a lot of people and makes people really emotional, really really drained from how calculated narcissists are. You go from being with them 1 minute, and then when the relationship over, it's like you're hit with the 18-wheeler truck going 100 miles an hour, because your whole life just changed so fast. You go from having stability in your life and being healthy emotionally and mentally and spiritually and physically, and then you go from your whole life being out of shape. This is what the narcissist does, and that's when you really start to see that this person is disordered. There's something else going on here. A lot of people would call it being evil or just a crazy person. That's what we used to call them back in the days, just call them crazy, because you see a lot of their narcissistic behaviors as when the relationship ends. So you go from being in a relationship to them, and then when the relationship ends, next thing you know, you're getting sued for child custody, or you getting sued and you're going through the divorce process, and you're just like, what is going on? You're in this whole nother world. You were put in this whole nother world and you never been in. It's just so scary and completely crazy. But the narcissist is already all over these things. They already planned out things to get your kids, because the narcissist in a lot of ways is thinking, hey, I'm not paying her child support. She's not getting a dime from me. They're very selfish, very cruel. And they're going to fly and jump on things and then actually lie too to get what they want. So that's when you see that lack of empathy there. You like, so they're lying on me. They're saying that, they were around the kids all the time and taking care of the kids, when this never was the case. They never wanted anything to do with them, never really gave them attention or much love, or, and just never really took good care of them. But now all of a sudden they want these rights to your kids, and you're like, what in the heck is going on here? And you're reading through the paperwork and you're like, this is a lie, this is a lie, this is a lie, and that's a lie. Like, it's just unbelievable, So a lot of people have a hard time, accepting that somebody would do something so cruel and so mean and just put it all together like that. That's the narcissist's lack of empathy. They really don't care. They want what they want, and they want things to turn out in their favor. They really work hard to increase the odds of things turning out in their favor, because they are calculated. Before they even leave you or before the relationship over, you really don't get much of a head start, because they're already jumping on things, talking to people, getting flying monkeys, smearing your name. It's just overwhelming. And then you realize that you're in a situation that you have to fight for your life now, and it's such a scary situation because the stakes are so high. You got children involved, you got your financial resources involved, your livelihood, and it can just be really, really a depressive time in your life to go through all of that, and many survivors were married or share children with the narcissist, and we all are learning so much from how the legal system works, and it's just a very, very tough system. I mean, very tough system to accept the operation, how narcissists can get rights to children, knowing their behaviors, knowing that they're really irresponsible. I hear it all the time. They're out every night, they're drinking, or they go from job to job, place to place, different women sleeping around, different men sleeping around. And it's just, you can't just imagine them being around a kid and having that type of role when you're not around anymore. It's really scary. It's a really scary situation. And just the way the legal system works, we all know that, narcissists have their rights. Everybody has rights, whether you're a narcissist or whether you're not a narcissist. It's just a tough, situation to accept when you got to apply the law to dealing with the narcissist, because they cheat and they lie to get what they want, and they try to set you up. It's disturbing. Those setups are calculations that they're making to increase the odds of them winning. They calculated what lie to tell, who to talk to, how to spread your name around, how to get witnesses. All those are calculations. That's how calculating they are. It really makes you think the way that they put stuff together is just pure evil. It makes you think like, wow, this person, what did I do so bad to them? That's how a lot of survivors feel. What did I do so bad to them for them to come at me in this vicious way? They, they're narcissists. They have this mindset that is all or nothing. They got to win. They don't want to take any losses. So they doing, what they have to do to win. Now, the flip side of being calculating is that a lot of us are calculated in some ways. We all do things that maybe in our daily lives that we have to be calculated in some ways. Now, this is not, in the same way that the narcissist is, obviously, because they are narcissists, but you're calculating if you have to go to work, and if you want to build friendships with some people that you find interesting, you want to make a conversation with them and say, hey, do you want to go out and grab lunch or something? It's on your mind to, approach that person because you feel like y'all got something in common. It's just an example, and you're like, hey, this coworker is really nice. I want to, see if maybe we can link up or whatever. So you think about it, and then you approach the person. So that's kind of an example of being calculating. You're thinking about something, and then you're putting a plan in motion. And another way, when you go for an interview, what you want to wear, how you want to look, and how you want to approach, or how you want to be viewed by the person that's interviewing you. You want to have yourself together. You want to look a certain way, and you want to behave a certain way because you're on an interview, right? So that's how narcissists are in some ways, but they are much more evil and much more twisted, with their calculations. They are actually different sides to them. A lot of people believe that there's like multiple personality disorders. They call it dissociation now disorder, I believe, but they say that because of the two sides to the narcissist, the real self and the false self, just like the interview. And it's just like if you go downtown to the courthouse, the narcissist is going to be the false self. They're going to be the great dad, the great mom, and they're going to play the victim for sympathy and support from those that obviously are in a situation to have the power to to make changes in your life. And it's just so interesting that they use that certain time to cut that on. the false self. They don't show the real self. They don't go down there and start fussing everybody out or start attacking everybody. Real narcissists, don't do that. They are much more calculated, with their behaviors. They switch it up, and not saying that they don't go off when they don't get their way. That happens, but in a lot of circumstances, you'll see that they're not the same way towards you that they are towards other people. So this brings me to my next point. When I said that they do snap and they do go off, they have been known to be physically abusive. So a lot of that is in just them being impulsive. I always also often think about impulsive and being impulsive. I'm gonna talk about ADHD. A lot of people know that is a disorder in which the brain is a certain way. And by the way, a lot of narcissists do have other disorders. Some of them do have ADHD, but it doesn't mean that people that have ADHD all are narcissists, or anybody that is a narcissist. Every narcissist has ADHD, but I'm just saying there are known narcissists known to have ADHD. So to my point, ADHD is impulsive. A lot of kids that have it in the school years, they are in the classrooms, their behavior, or they'll blurt out things while the teacher is talking. They'll not really pay attention to the teacher while she's teaching. Is boring. Their minds are fast brain. They call it fast brain. They think so fast. Things are constantly going on in their heads. It's like it's just like a waterfall. They always just have different thoughts, different things flowing through, and it's very hard for them to pay attention. So a lot of them do have to have IEPs and different things of that nature to meet their educational needs, because they don't learn the same as other students. But there are, on the flip side, some people with ADHD that are very intelligent that do get in some great schools. But then there are, a lot of people that do have behavior issues, and it's linked to, in some ways, some people that have, in the jail population, have ADHD and different disorders, and bipolar, and, narcissism, and antisocial personality disorder, and all of these things going on. So my point is that, aside to the narcissist is being impulsive, this is a lot of times they when a narcissist injury is caused, and you call them out on their behavior, and or they get punished or disciplined for their behavior. They go to jail for some of the crimes they commit. They real lash out, and a lot of that is impulsive. Impulsiveness. Being impulsive means acting or doing something without forethought. So they definitely will, physically attack you, assault you. And that's when, the real self is out. That's not the false self. That's the real self. That's the abuser, the cheater, the liar. That's the narcissist right there. So their impulsive behaviors, or a lot of the times, those behaviors are the kind of behaviors that'll get them arrested, get them thrown in jail or prison. They are being impulsive is also, they call it, being spontaneous or being passionate or emotional. This is behaviors that the narcissist has before they actually take those. Their moods change so quickly that they can't even control it. They can't even put on the false self mask of the false self, and they actually lash out to you so quickly. So that impulsiveness, if a narcissist does have ADHD, that disorder, you will notice that they will blurt out things, cut you off while you're talking. They're just so fast. They're quick liars. You can't even get what you're saying out. If you're talking to somebody and the narcissist is around, and you're telling somebody, hey, we went to the movies and he just lashed out. He was like, no, I didn't. The narcissist already knows what you're going to say before you say it, because some of them do have, ADHD. Again, it's not saying that all narcissists have it, but they are so impulsive. You would notice that that type of pattern of behavior. They sit there and just those are those quick decisions that they make. Those quick decisions that not always the best decisions to make, that they can end up really getting themselves in a lot of trouble for being impulsive. So those are my takes on them being calculated versus them being impulsive. Again, them being calculated, those plans are well thought out, and it's for the narcissist's biggest benefit, and they actually will take a lot of time and put a lot of energy into and effort into those calculations. They will test you, and it depending on if they feel like the tests are working in their way that they're testing you. If they feel like they're getting what they want from the test, and the narcissist is going to keep on with the test and until they have you, trap you, and have you where they want you, like an animal in a cage, and then they're going to calculate in a situation to put you in. It's just really really sick. They remind me so much of like I said, I watch forensic files and those shows. They remind me so much of serial killers. They get their victims, and they're calculated. Some of them are impulsive. They may see someone walking home from a nightclub and nobody's around. They'll grab the victim and put them in the truck and go. Some of those decisions are impulsive like that, and then sometimes it's more calculating. They will go after a ex, and they'll be watching them. I'll be watching these shows, and I'll see how they stalk the ex and just watching. And then when when nobody's around, and this is more calculated, they'll go in and go into the ex's house and get them. So those two behaviors, you have to really understand the narcissist being calculating versus being impulsive. And those are my thoughts on those behaviors about the narcissist. So tell me guys what you think about this video in the comments below, guys. And if you haven't done so already, guys, please subscribe. It helps this channel, and comment and give me a like. It helps this channel, it helps the algorithm know that, y'all enjoy watching these type of videos. So thank you guys again for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.